At first this seemed like mission impossible. But then it turned into a detective story.
We started doing a search for an upgrade to our network operating system.
Ginny Craig was about to choose a solution that I knew would not work.
Microsoft NT, and Citrix.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's just another bump on the head.
And I called the MIS manager, Kathy Mullins, just to find out what happened. I had nothing to lose.
I started getting messages from Melinda Mariano.
I pleaded and begged. I begged.
Melinda was relentless.
Very tenacious.
They would not return my calls. I was getting nowhere.
I'm not the easiest person to get a hold to.
I didn't return her call either. Not the first two, anyway.
I became desperate to talk with them.
These messages were very desperate, almost.
Will you stop talking so much and tell me where his office is?
I was obsessed with getting to the decision makers, so I begged.
Novell absolutely begged for this meeting.
Because of the clandestine nature of all of this, we had to go off-site because we weren't even allowed to be at their building.
The last words that my boss said were, "You are not to have Novell in here. Don't meet with Novell. We have a direction."
We were obsessed with moving very quickly to show them Novell had the technology to resolve their issues.
She asked me if we really understood the NT Citrix solution, which I didn't.
And then I knew I had a chance.
You're right. We can do business now.
Bobby spent quite a bit of time giving it probably the best explanation that I'd ever heard on NT and Citrix.
Well, the Microsoft stuff was overambitious. They were utilizing Citrix WinFrame that did not allow the use of older DOS applications.
Up to that point, I had no idea why we were struggling so much.
And I asked her to let us do a test bed.
And Bobby assured me he could have it up running in 2 days. And I said, well, if you could, this would be very good.
It was easy. Illegal, too.
I said to Melinda, it'll have to be someplace offside, out of the town.
So the next day, Bobby Russell snuck over to their building, literally, and got a tape of their applications.
Well, actually, I sneak for a living. This was right up my alley.
To be perfectly honest, I thought I was being polite, giving them a shot at it.
Ginny Craig bought into the Microsoft hype.
It looked exciting, but it was not working.
It never worked. It doesn't work now.
I only know what I've been told.
Wednesday night, Bobby Russell's up literally all night long. I'm frantically calling people to be sure that we had the equipment, we needed workstation, we needed servers.
This was an all-night SE event.
48 hours after our first meeting, Bobby had the Ginny Craig applications up and running on a test bed.
It was a really cool solution with state-of-the-art dial-on-demand routing technology, which Microsoft cannot even provide.
Thursday at 1 o'clock, I call Kathy Mullins back and I say, we've got your system running, come down and take a look. They came down on Friday, 3 days after our initial meeting, and began to test their applications running on the Novell network.
Ginny Craig was absolutely amazed.
We didn't realize how bad it had been.
They could not believe that in the small amount of time that we were given, that we could provide a solution that was as robust and as reliable as we did provide for them.
I can't tell you how good it is to hear you say that.
And their tester would go out of our office, go into the lobby, get on her cell phone, telling them, it works, Kathy, it works. Now keep in mind that our competition had been trying for 3 months to get the Ginny Craig applications to work in their environment, and they had not succeeded. Bobby Russell did it within 24 hours. John Woolery wanted to be fair. He wants to have the Citrix people come in, Microsoft people come in, and Novell people show the Ginny Craig applications running.
He had what we call the operating system shootout, or the cook-off or whatever.
You can call it a shootout. I mean, I think the top guns came in.
The shootout was very, very intense.
The configuration was exactly the same. The servers, the workstations were all the same.
The Microsoft SWAT provider went first. It all worked with the exception of their mission-critical application. The solution could not provide the DOS application support and cost twice as much as the Novell solution.
Well, didn't they tell you? Don't you know?
Novell, on the other hand, we showed a solution that worked right then. The mission-critical applications were tested. thrown up on the screen, printed to the printer. The clients were served and rescheduled.
So John said, tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you one more time to get it working.
One more time.
I thought it was a good experience for everybody.
Bobby's about to pass out. I mean, he hasn't slept for days.
We had to do 2 Jenny Craig shootouts.
We were fair, we were open.
Completely fair. Our competitors had one more week to get it together.
I can't stand it. You've got to take me away.
We have the final shootout, and the same thing occurred. Ours was the only one that worked.
I think the fastest gun won.
There was nothing that anyone could say that was going to change it from the fact that we had to go with the Novell solution.
And John Woolery stands up in front of the room and basically tells his Microsoft Solutions provider that they lost the deal. Novell had won the Jenny Craig account, and that's what I wanted all along.
It was really fun.
We are implementing Network 411 at 700 diet centers across the globe.